As many of us know, all employment relationships do not end well. Maybe your employer mistreated you in some way. Maybe you violated company policy. Or maybe the employer-employee relationship ended for reasons that might have involved inappropriate actions on both the employer's and your part. Regardless of the reason for your separation, you must move on with your career. I shared in my post entitled 3 Rehire Eligibility Categories that when your employment ends, your employer will likely code your HR file to determine if you are eligible to work for them again. Although you may never want to work for that employer again, please understand and beware that if you are deemed ineligible for rehire by that employer, such a determination could negatively impact your landing another job. Why? Because your potential new employer could call for a reference from your former employer, and one of the questions that they may ask would be if they would rehire you. If your former employer answers no, it could cause you to lose out on that job. So, today, I'll share with you the steps that you should take to try and get that determination overturned or at least reduced. So, step number 1 is know what each designation means. My current employer assigns one of 3 rehire eligibility designations that lets HR know if a former employer can work for the organization again or not. They are eligible, conditionally eligible, and not eligible. My post, referenced earlier, explains the meaning of each, so check it out. Number 2, understand why you were labeled as not eligible for rehire. You can't plan and present an effective appeal if you don't know why you were deemed ineligible for rehire. In a perfect world, your employer would tell you the reason for the designation in your HR file during your offboarding process. However, if that does not happen, ask for a written explanation. Number 3, research your company's policy. When you start a new job, study your employer's policy. I know that when you start your new job, you're excited to meet your new colleagues, to get clear on your new manager's expectations, and proving what a great employee you are. So, understandably, leaving is usually one of the furthest thoughts from your mind at the time. However, we are often caught off guard as employees because we don't prepare for what could happen. If your former employer is a government or nonprofit organization, you may be able to find their policies online. If they're a private employer, you will likely be less able to find their policies online. Number 4, find out, does your former employer accept appeals for rehire eligibility decisions? Even if your former employer does not have a formal process, write a letter to your former manager, human resources, and the head executive of the organization. In your letter, apologize for your alleged inappropriate behavior. Explain what led to the behavior and ask that they reconsider the ineligible for rehire designation. Highlight the contributions that you made to the employer while you were a member of their team. Then ask them for a written response to your request. Number 5, research your state laws. Taking this step will inform you on what your state law requires employers to do when an employee separates from their company. This could include reporting to the state's Department of Labor, notice to the employee, and timeliness. What information they are allowed to share as a reference. And every state's laws are different, and some may not even have a law. So become as informed as you can. Number 6, ask and you may receive. Contact your former employer's Human Resources Department and ask for a copy of their rehire eligibility policy and any other policy that addresses the employee separation process. When all else fails, Ask a former colleague who still works for the company to share a copy of their policies on separating employees. Next, negotiate. Salary is not the only thing that you can negotiate with employers. Your employer will likely inform you of your rehire eligibility designation during your offboarding process. If so, try to negotiate a different or less serious designation. If you violated a policy, explain that you unknowingly did so. Then offer a sincere apology for your inappropriate behavior. And to your surprise, they may reconsider and assign a lower level designation. Then number 8, which is our last recommendation. Seek legal advice. Some attorneys offer one free consultation, so you may gain useful guidance from that single interaction. Retaining an attorney will have to be a purely personal decision, so please understand that I am not recommending necessarily that you retain an attorney. Keep in mind that this route can be very expensive, and unless you're an executive who gets a severance package when you separate employment from your employer, it may not prove cost effective to create another expense while you're unemployed if you need to land a job quickly in order to survive financially. Also, consider that the legal process can be time-consuming and distracting, which you don't need while you're trying to land or learn a new job. The demand could negatively impact your success on your new job when you land it, and you definitely don't want that. So, in conclusion, understand that being labeled as not eligible for rehire can be discouraging, but it should not define your future career prospects. Launch your new job search. Not every employer checks references, and not every employer asks former jobs about a person's rehire eligibility. So be encouraged and know that your next employer is just around the corner if you are persistent. Don't put all of your hope on one job or employer. You know that my goal is to help you live your best career life. So I hope that you found today's post useful. Wherever you're watching, please share, subscribe, and comment or leave me an HR question. If you're watching on YouTube, please help me make the algorithm happy, because the algorithm helps me. When you like my videos, the algorithm will help me reach more people like you who want to live their best career life. If you'd like to see more videos like this, or videos that will help you prepare for your successful job search, visit namtique.com. That's NNAMTIQUE. And if you need more information on the separation process and the designations for rehire eligibility, check out my post entitled 3 Rehire Eligibility Designations. Career search success to you. Go get your new job.